What's your sorry I'm with the boomers on this one opinion? When I want to go to the movies I want to show up, buy a ticket and sit in a seat that is normal and comfortable. I do not want to make reservations, pay for better seating, pay a premium price for the middle rows, download an app, have my chair shake and vibrate. I don't want smell-o-vision or 3D goggles. Let me just go to the fucking movies spontaneously. All these choices and premium enhancements have taken the pleasure out of it going out to the movies. My local cinema has $5 retro movies twice a week. It's so refreshing to just show up, pay and enjoy. No McDonald's employee, I will not be tipping you for hitting buttons on the computer to ring up my order. This goes for all fast food places or otherwise not previously tip-worthy places. And I say this having worked in the service industry for 7 years. Yes, I tip when I go out to a sit-down restaurant to eat. I tip my hairstylist. I'll even throw $1 into the jar for the high school kid that scooped my ice cream. But no, I'm not tipping so some mega corporation can pay their employees barely above minimum wage to stand there and push buttons. Boomer here, and I will die on this hill. If I am doing business in your retail establishment, that should be enough. I don't want to tell you my phone number or email address. Also, I do not and will not give you extra money when you beg for it at checkout, even if it is to help children with a second dick on their face. No. Not ever at checkout. No, I don't want a fucking digital discount, and no, I don't gaff that the owner is making you beg money from me for some starving children when I'm at the cash register buying a fucking handle of vodka. Halloween. I have 3 kids and have been devastated to realize that every year there are less and less houses with porch lights on. When I was a kid, the streets were full of people. It's the only culturally significant holiday in the United States that really involves community and strangers celebrating together. Going door to door. I complain like a boomer every year that I see this as being exchanged for kids waiting in a parking lot, sometimes embrowned in a line. It's just not the same. Can you please not exclusively use a QR code for your menu? Especially if you're not tech savvy enough to have a website that is responsive design and lighting so I can see your website on my phone? I need my phone to read your menu. Yeah, pals, your eyes will have that happen too. It's unavoidable. And I readjust all the time in between eye appointments. It's been the most frustrating part of getting older. So, I'm a Gen X, and I use a lot of technology. But can you just give us menus? Or like, I want to buy something and own it, not have to pay a monthly fee to use it after already buying something. It's becoming more common and it scares me. Also, why do I have to sign up with my email address, phone number, favorite color, and hat size anytime I want to check a site or app out? Sure, I'll sign up if it's a site or app I'll use, but let me at least see the basic idea or even frickin' layout before I have to sign up for annoying daily emails and give you all my personal data. And, when I go to a restaurant I want an actual menu. Don't tell me to scan a QR code with my phone to download the menu to my phone for viewing. I didn't come to your establishment to work for my meal. I came to be catered to. I don't need your menu on my phone for all time. I don't want to have to delete it later. If the restaurant can't provide me with an actual menu, I get up and leave. There are far too many other places that want my business. Gotta draw the line somewhere. TikTok is ruining the attention spans of teens' children. QR menus, cashless businesses fucking suck. Streaming has become cable 2.0. Physical media, digital media. Being accessible 24/7 cell phones is unhealthy. Dating apps reinforce unhealthy dating practices. Subscription-based features should not exist in cars. Disagreement, hate. Silence is not violence. You can be friends with people that you don't agree with politically and or socially. No phones at the dinner table. Have a conversation with the people you're eating with. My mother and younger sister are particularly bad with this one. They'll take out their phones at the table to show someone something, or they'll be answering a non-crucial text. I find it annoying and unnecessary that they can sit down to a meal without being glued to their phones. I get doing it if you're eating alone, but to do that in front of other people just seems inconsiderate. Not everything needs to be on a tablet. This mostly applies to point-of-sale systems where the hardware has one job that isn't going to be changing significantly. It's okay to have dedicated hardware that isn't connected to the internet FFS. It's even preferable, given that after a while those tablets are going to start slowing down and causing problems. And God help you if a software update fucks up the POS app. No one has any greater tolerance for discomfort anymore. Not every meal will be your favorite. Not every pair of socks has to be perfectly engineered to your exact specifications. Not every job will accommodate all of your preferences and allow you to skip those things you dislike. If you melt down when your life isn't exactly your way, you're weak, ineffective, and not very capable or admirable. How intentionally obscure customer service departments are to get through to now. Especially when you go through an automated call menu and like 7 options deep you pick an option that's not quite right, but whatever, closer than any of the others, and then, to do that, just go to our website. Goodbye. If I get hung up on by a fucking bot, that company is blacklisted. I'm watching through Mad Men right now and honestly I just think people dressed so much better back then. Obviously that show doesn't reflect all of society at the time, but I'm reminded that my fashion preferences are looked down upon because it doesn't meet modern social standards. I hate that people my age give me shit because I enjoy wearing suits and nicer clothes. I almost went full Larry David on the CVS checkout clerk that walked my 75-year-old mom over to the self-checkout, which she did slowly and with some difficulty instead of just handling the transaction himself. I could hear the old boomer in my head saying in my day the clerk would handle the transaction himself, but now they have a machine for everything. Appliances don't need Wi-Fi. If I purchase something, I should own it, and it should not be able to be deleted from my library. There's too damn many subscriptions. Why do I need to subscribe to Microsoft Office when older versions still work perfectly well? There's nothing subscription worthy about spreadsheets or text documents. I don't need anything in my house smarter than I'm smartphones, TVs, refrigerator, coffee maker, lights, locks. Every day we read about another computer hack and they want me to trust my locks and home appliances to a computer linked to the internet? I pity the fool who hacks my coffee maker before I've had my morning fix. Not everything needs to have app. I don't want to have my phone cluttered with a million apps for every single thing. This got on my nerves recently when I stayed in a hotel and when I wanted to use room service, I had to download goddamn hotel app instead of just picking up room phone and ordering my food that way. If you tell me to be somewhere at a certain time, I'm going to be there at that time, not 20-30 minutes later. If you didn't want me at your house until 7:30, don't tell me to come over at 7:00. That's how you get me to show up at 7:00. If you weren't ready, that's your fault. I showed up when you told me to. Remember the video with the two boomers in a car trying to operate a gear lever, but in its place are buttons, and they keep dry barfing? Yeah, I'm with them on that. Also, have you guys seen the amount of screens in cars lately? How the fuck, then, is using a cell phone still illegal when operating a vehicle? Ever try to call in a carryout order for a restaurant? They ain't do that anymore. Get some recording about downloading an app. Then I did buy a movie ticket online for my daughter at AMC, they charged a $2 convince fee. I about to backcharge these assholes for doing their job for them. Cancel woke culture being oversensitive to everything, perpetual victimization and complete BS. The world sucks, life isn't always fair. You were fired because you're an entitled asshole, not because you're queer, trans, non-binary, poly, emo. Grow up, kids. Grow up. I see so many memes like drive-thru messed up my order, guess I'm eating nuggets now instead of the QP I ordered. Wouldn't want to be a Karen and complain like no lol, getting what you ordered is base, actually just don't be rude when you talk to them about it lol. 20 is a tip for doing a great job. Not a baseline for being at work. It's 10 or less for okay service. 15 for a good job and 20 if you go the extra mile. Pay your fucking employees, you cocks. I paid for the food, not for them to pretend to be my friend. Kids can be bored and sit outside with nothing to do. Kids need unsupervised and unstructured playtime away from adults where they can learn how to make their own fun and resolve their own problems. Kids do not need to have every minute of their day scheduled. That Reddit is insufferably skewed left politically to the point it makes it impossible to get real information or opinions from people who actually know. Seemingly every sub gets invaded politically somehow, no matter how benign the conversation or content. Cars should be mostly mechanics with physical buttons and not software heavy at all. The only thing a touch screen should have control over is the radio. Otherwise hackers have more power over your car than you realize, and it will get worse with time. A lot of my fellow millennials seem very hesitant to send food back at a restaurant. Maybe it's because we watched our boomer parents be jackasses to wait staff, I don't know. But if something about the order is wrong, I'll politely let the waiter know. Why do restaurants have so many ridiculous rules lately? A few weeks ago my partner, parents, sister and I, 5 people, were trying to go to a certain restaurant for lunch. We were told they don't seat parties larger than 4 on weekends. People gotta work in order for society to function. The socialist revolution won't magically change that, There's a reason Mark said from each according to his ability, not from each according to how much he feels like. My grandma said we have an event every 3 months dealing with childbirth, baby shower, gender reveal, pregnancy announcement, birth announcement, first pictures. All of that. Her quote: "We used to just have our kids turn the music down and the lights up. I'm not a boomer but have to get my phone flashlight out to read a freaking menu, and why do I have to scream at my friends or husband over dinner out? Turn that shit down, man." Recipes now seem to have the person's life story and hopes and dreams before you get the recipe. No thanks, Janet, I don't need to know about the Himalayan yak you adopted. Just give me the damn snickerdoodle recipe. I don't want a million apps on my phone from a million different restaurants and establishments. I don't want to scan a QR code to read a menu. If you don't have a physical copy of the menu, I'm not eating there. Music blasting in restaurants is not enjoyable. If I wanted loud music, I'd go to a club. I want to eat dinner with my friends or family and actually hear what they're saying without everyone needing to shout. I can do without sports arenas blasting loud horrific music during every single stoppage of play. Takes away from the atmosphere, and I like being able to talk to the people I'm sitting with. Who asked for this? Our unpopular opinion: gender sex is not a malleable social construct of human society, it's a rigid biological construct of nature consistent with almost all organisms. Cue the rush angry redditors and downvotes. If it is time sensitive or otherwise mission critical, it shouldn't be sent via fucking text message or email. Call the other person like a civilized human being, even if it's just to confirm receipt.